Welcome to Pull the Pin Ready War Room Edition. As usual, I'm your host Jim, and with me again, consecutively, Mike. This is 2 in a row, Mike. It's not a record, but we're back on track.
Yeah. Hey, that was big country. He couldn't. He said he couldn't make it. He had a softball game.
Oh, of course, of
Yeah,
course. Can't be on here because of softball. We wouldn't want to interrupt that.
yeah. He had those priorities, man.
Yeah, definitely. But that's
Yeah,
okay because we can handle this. We are
as
waiting
we
for some
always do.
veterans. We are waiting for some veterans to get involved. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't.
That's right.
And in the meantime, we're going to go forward with what we do, and you know how it works. We got the headlines, and we get to talk about them from whatever perspective we see, whether we've read the stories or not.
All right, let's do it.
All right, so we ready for the first one?
Yep.
Boom. Internet infrastructure company vows to put Trump back online.
Oh yeah, isn't he coming out with some company? The
Yes,
Truth.
sir. It's called
Yeah.
truthsocial.com.
TruthSocial.com. Uh, a part of me thinks it will be successful, uh, especially until after the midterms. Then it's going to die out.
You think so?
Yeah. Yeah.
You don't think there's Trumpers for life?
Oh yeah. Yeah. But though, here's what I project. I think I truly believe Republicans are going to slaughter the Democrats in the midterms. And what do you say? TruthSocial.com?
Truth Social, yep.
Yeah. TruthSocial.com is they're going to be able to take credit for it.
You know, I had
You know?
this epiphany, and it starting to make more sense to me, and that's why I say I might end up. I don't know, dude. I might end up being a libertarian supporter. I don't know because I'm starting to believe right now that the Republicans were just a division of the Democratic Party that the Democrats put there on purpose.
Huh?
Like I
What?
believe the Democrats have been running things for so many years and their corruption got so far out of hand they had to create another party so it didn't look like they were corrupt all the time. So the Democrats created the Republican Party to make look like a rival and let them win every once in a while, and yet they still run the country
Why couldn't it be the reverse?
because the Democrats have been around for a longer time with more power, weren't they? Like weren't they like back in the, if you think about the, I don't know. I mean, let me look. Well, look at some of the Democrats. The Democrats we know are Democrats.
Right.
The Republicans we know could be Democrats, but I don't know any Democrats who are really Republicans.
Okay. No, me neither.
Well, that's why I said it
Yeah.
has to be that way because it's like having a spy.
Could be.
Yeah,
I think
that's
they're
what I
all
think.
cut from the same cloth, but we don't need to go there
Well,
again.
right, right. We could always say that politicians are politicians, right?
Yeah.
Regardless, but that would even include your libertarian politicians. So
No.
yeah, well, yeah, they're politicians.
No.
Yeah, they're politicians.
Oh yeah, they are, but no, you can't
Well,
lump them in
it's only
that.
because they don't have power that they don't look corrupt. Give them power, it might
How do you
change that.
prove that?
Give them power. I'm with you, bro. I'm with you. We're gonna do libertarian this next election unless I absolutely have to do Republican to tip the scale. Yeah.
Okay. Tip the scale, buddy. We're gonna
Well,
do libertarian unless I have to jump over to the Republican
there's
Party.
still a lot of zombies out there on both sides that are just gonna do what they do. So,
Boy, I tell you, you need to go back and listen to the show. There are zombies on both sides, but he's gonna vote for one of those sides. Oh my goodness.
well, because it makes. I
Uh,
mean, I know it doesn't make sense, and I really don't want to. And I guess I don't know because that's what they say. It's like it's a win for the other side. So it's the lesser of two evils, right? You have two evils, the lesser of two evils, and something good. Now, if I vote for something good, yeah, I guess that's integrity. I could vote. Hey, this is the one I want to vote. So like I said, I wrote in people before I voted for just any old fool. But yeah, I don't know, man. It's gonna be a tough one. It's gonna be tough.
Yeah.
I might get you another
Yeah.
more vote for
Yeah.
Libertarian. I don't know. We'll see.
He's gonna vote Republican. Yeah, I know.
We'll see.
That's what the 6-year-old just told me. Daddy, he's a Republican. I said, I know.
Well, Daddy's called me a lot worse.
Yeah, I know, right? What's
But
next?
yeah, so that's good. So I mean, Trump he's been back in the media again, right? A
Yep.
little bit. He's starting his the media company we just said, Truth Social.
Yep.
You think he's going to run again, or did he?
I hope he does.
Do you?
Yeah.
I think.
I hope he does, and I hope it's just gonna shock you. But I hope he wins.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep. Just to show how dumb Americans are.
Well, come on. I think we're already learning that right now.
Oh no, we're learning. I want us to learnt. That's what I want.
Well, I mean, you can't tell me there's not buyer's remorse, dude. I mean, we just literally got a whole bunch of people voting someone out of office, and not even care who they were putting in office.
Yeah, but we yeah. Well, you
So
know
that's
what?
the same concept.
This is different because it was after his first term. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, the president we have right now has been in office for how long? I mean, you already knew what you were getting, and you literally were okay with that just to get somebody else out. Like
That's
that
where
would have been the
lesser two
opportunity,
evils come in.
right? That would have been the opportunity to get the Libertarian Party going.
True. And they tried to
But
get them all spun up, and I think that's why the Libertarian Party got more votes this time than any other election. But if you really look at the numbers, they were third place, but really,
yeah,
you know,
distant third,
it's not even
way back third.
yeah. It's like Democrats finished first, Republicans are second. We'll come back tomorrow for third place.
Yeah,
You know
we're
what I
still
mean?
counting your 30 votes.
Yeah. So it's just not. No. They
All
had
right,
all of their votes in the early election. They didn't get any on the day of it on November 2nd. They didn't get any more votes.
that's because they couldn't figure out how to manipulate the mail system.
Yeah, you got to get up there, Libertarians. You got to get up there.
Yeah. Well, maybe it'd be different this year because more people are dying from COVID, so there's a lot more votes floating out there.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah. Hey, give me that
All
death
right.
certificate.
Speaking of wanting Trump back, this year's Thanksgiving dinner to be the most expensive on record.
For who?
I guess everybody's buying Thanksgiving dinner.
Yeah. Okay. Wonder why.
Well, there's probably a lot of reasons why, but point is, yeah. I don't
And
even
let
know if
me
that's counting the gas
yeah.
to go to the store.
Yeah, it's probably because of all the shortages and employment shortages.
Do you
You
do you not notice the cost of groceries? Like, do you not do the shopping?
Yeah, I do, but I didn't notice a big. No.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh, maybe that's Texas. I don't know.
yeah. I didn't
Maybe
notice
you
a
got
big
your
change.
own groceries there.
Yeah. No, I
Yeah.
didn't notice a big
Oh, I've
change.
noticed what
Oh yeah.
normally would cost me, 100, 110, 115 bucks for shopping is well over 160 now.
Well, that's
And I
because
come home with
Oh, okay.
less stuff.
Really?
No, it's the same stuff I get. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Yep.
No, I
You
was
can
gonna
tell.
say that's because you didn't include the delivery charge.
I didn't pay the tip.
Yeah.
Right.
But no, I didn't notice a big change. But I mean, I truly believe you can use that statement right there, that headline, every year.
Of
Due to
course. Probably.
you know
Yeah.
what I
No.
mean? So, I mean,
Right.
but if they're gonna use that and blame COVID, or the Biden administration, I think it's a stretch. Not COVID, but the Biden administration, I think is a stretch. You know?
Yeah. I don't. I agree with you. Like, I don't think that's anything surprising.
Hmm.
Every inflation could just cause that. Or,
Right,
what I mean?
right.
Like, but I guess the point they're trying to say, and that's why it's there. It's to point out how much things are costing right now.
Mm.
And whether you blame the shortage, the COVID, or whatever you want to blame it on, things are still more expensive right now.
Okay. Well, I can
So
agree. Yeah, I can agree, and I can understand why. When you have
yeah,
a shortage of personnel, so
there's a lot of reasons it could be, but either way, it is a problem.
yep.
Okay, and then we were just talking about social media stuff. Our very favorite Rumble just acquired the social media site Locals to take on big tech. So Rumble is growing.
Mm.
That isn't how all these other big ones started, right? They started
Yep.
off and then they started consuming
Yep.
other. Yep. So Rumble's actually on the map. It's growing. So if you're out there, go subscribe to us on Rumble because
Yep.
YouTube could care less about our opinions. In fact, I don't think they like our opinions. So, what do you
Well, they have
think?
to like one of them.
Yeah.
We have different opinions on the show, so they gotta side with one, or they just no.
Yeah, but they don't want to even hear the other one.
Yeah, that's what it is.
They don't want
That's what it
anyone
is.
to hear the other one.
Yeah, they're kind of like it's a Facebook page called Law Enforcement Today, and they have more political crap on that page than anything else. It's like YouTube, you're more political to me. You know what I mean? You're supposed to be an outlet for the people, but now you're trying to censor people because of their political affiliation or political speech, and I think that's wrong. But
Yeah,
it's their outlet; they do whatever they want, right?
right. That's why we're going to be on, what is it?
Rumble.
Truthsocial.com.
Oh, what? We're gonna be on there? I'm
Trump's,
not. I'm not doing one on Trump.
I'll be there.
Of course you will. Of
We're
course
going to
you
be
will.
on every damn platform we get on,
Yeah, I
even if they don't
know,
like
right?
us. Got to get viewers somewhere, right?
Yeah, yeah. We'll
Heck, you
see.
think we'd be able to get some vets on here? Because, like, hey, military, hi.
Yeah, yeah, right. But they're
Maybe,
coming slowly but surely. They'll be there.
yeah, maybe they'll all be on Truth Social.
Not all of them.
Yeah, maybe not all of them.
They just need to come on here, and you'll put it on Truth Social.
Right, right.
Right. Yeah,
Exactly.
that's
All
it.
right, let's move on to the next one. Speaking of job growth, Florida leads the nation in job growth, and it's not even close.
Well, like we talked about in the previous show, when you have a governor who's telling police officers, "Hey, we'll give you $5,000 bonus if you come down and work for us. We need good officers." Yeah,
Yeah.
they're going to have a massive influx as
Well,
others have an exodus.
I was just saying, it's not even coincidence that these are the states that people are moving to.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yep.
mean? So of course you're going to have growth because people are moving there. Even,
Yep.
I'm sure where you're at, that people are moving.
Yeah,
There's
they're
growth.
moving.
There's got to be.
Yeah. But you know what? Well, I think from the people that I hear from, it's like there's started a lot more companies have their employees working from home.
Sure.
So, like, if you did live in those big cities, LA, New York, and, cost of living was high, and they still pulling in the same salary. Now you can buy a lot of land and bigger houses, and
Right.
you don't have to have that little studio apartment, let's say,
Right.
that
Right.
you once had in California and New York. So that's why they
The
have
only
that mass exodus.
the only problem with that is if they ever go back to the other way and you're
Hmm.
stuck on this lot of land, you can't commute to work.
Yeah, yeah. But I'm sure they have some type of, let's say,
Oh,
statement or some clause that says you have to keep them on, or give them some type of notice or something. I don't know.
well, with California, sure. But then again, even then, the headquarters are moving out because of
Yeah,
all the
true.
taxes and the
Yep,
rules. And
yep,
so even if your employees stay virtual or from home, whatever, the headquarters are still moving out.
yeah,
I mean, I saw that in Denver when I lived out in Colorado for a while,
yeah. We saw
They
it
were
up in
moving all their
Dallas.
companies.
Yep,
Yep.
we saw it up in Dallas. Big business buildings empty, empty. And they're like, no, they didn't go under. They just not paying that rent anymore or that
Right.
lease. They save
Right.
money.
And that's what they were saying was happening in New York on purpose. They say New York was doing that on purpose to get the people out, and then the government was going to buy all the housing and the buildings and then control all of it. So the government would be the renters.
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me either. Or
Yeah,
maybe it's just the big rich, rich ones that have all the money anyway.
yeah, yeah. Who's the next Rockefeller, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So, all right, here's my
Happy for
favorite.
Florida though.
Yeah, yeah, they're going to keep doing good things. I mean, you even see
Florida,
when it comes
Rumble, it's good. It's good.
Truth Social,
Yeah. Oh
Trump.
my goodness. Yeah. I ain't going there. No. Let's not get too extreme.
All right. Let's go to our favorite doctor. PETA calls for Fauci's resignation over puppy experiments.
No comment.
What do you mean, no comment?
No comment because
Do you
no
know the
comment.
experiments they talked about?
I don't care.
So you don't mind them?
I don't care.
You don't care. So if they're doing it, you really don't care?
No, I don't care.
So you're a cat guy? You hate dogs?
No,
That's what that implies, right? If you're not anti puppy experiments, then you're a puppy hater. That's the only way it can be.
Yeah.
It's like being anti-racist, anti-racist. I don't know how they do it. I don't know.
Yeah. So, what's your thoughts on it?
Well, I'm actually mixed. Like you say, you don't care, but I actually have opinions on it. You know, and the one is I think it's inhumane, but there's countries that eat dogs. I mean, like so.
How is that inhumane?
Well, what they were talking about was one of the ones I heard about, they put the dogs, they lock them in at their necks and they put bugs and things on their face to eat them alive and see how that works or something. It was something really, and the problem, what I heard, I don't know how true it is the results didn't even lead to anything. Like there was no valuable information that came from these studies. It was just funding that they had to use, so they did it, you know, whatever, just to do it. But I don't know.
Oh, like a military, the unit fund, use or lose. Yeah.
So you know, like I said, I have a soft spot for dogs. You know, I got a dog. I don't believe in abusing animals, but I understand too. Some countries eat them. So I mean, who am I to say that you can't do stuff on dogs? You know, you can't do it on my dog, but so and if they're gonna kill them anyway, and it was like gonna save, you know, a children's cancer thing just by experimenting, then maybe there's a payoff. I don't know. But I really don't know what the payoff is. But PETA, you know, PETA's like...
Yeah. You can't, you pet a dog the wrong way, they're going to say, oh, you should be fired. That's part of that cancel culture stuff.
Oh, yeah, they should have been the ones canceling, like, Thanksgiving, because, like, those feathers had to come from somewhere, right?
Yeah.
And the Native Americans, I don't know, they should be really against Native Americans, because, I mean, those guys had feathers.
Yeah.
I'm not saying any animals were hurting, but, hey, a lot of feathers.
And they paint horses, too.
Ooh, yeah.
You know the horses don't like it.
It depends as if it's lead-based paint.
Yeah. So, yeah. But if I had an opinion on it, what would it be? Is it against the law? Maybe. If it is, then okay. Yeah, we should do something to fight it. But if it's not against the law, okay. Yeah, animals. Okay. Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm a little biased anyway, though. I don't care if it was like popsicles. I think Fauci should resign anyway.
Yeah, but
doesn't matter. He's lied so many times, and even when he made that statement on public television, when I don't know who the guy interviewing was, when he said, "If you become ineffective, your message is not getting to people because they don't believe you anymore. Will you resign?" He said, "No." Like, what? Like literally, if you're not effective, will you resign and let somebody else come in and get the message across? Like,
yeah, I can understand that.
But well, no, you can
and
argue
I don't
to
even
say,
like the guy.
But you can argue and say, well, I think I'm still effective. But if you're literally not effective,
yeah, but then you have to really believe that, though.
But that's my point. The question in itself is if you're not, which takes for granted that you now believe that.
Yeah, exactly.
So if he believes he's not effective, he's still not going to step down. That's what he said. He still won't step down. Even if he's not
took
effective.
it like he's saying, I will never feel like I'm ineffective.
That could have been the answer.
Yeah.
That could have been the answer. No, I will never feel like I'm ineffective.
But he said, get my point across.
He said to that question, no. So.
Yeah, we'll see.
Anyways, this one will be exciting here. So speaking of Fauci in prison, tattoos. Updated Coast Guard tattoo policy allows more ink on heads and fingers.
Say no more. I was thinking the same thing. What the? It's like, why?
Well, you know, there's two angles to this. You know, really, like, I get it. I'm old school. You know, I tell people this all the time. I said, when I grew up, tattoos were on military and prisoners. That's it. That's all I remember tattoos on. Either you're in the military and you got some cool insignia because you're boys, or you were in prison and you wanted everybody to know what your your tattoo, your gang, whatever.
Yeah.
Like then it started becoming mainstream. Now it's a little, I think, a little carried away. But why? Why are you putting tattoos on your face? I mean, the fingers, I know people put some of those ring ones, like instead of an actual ring, they get a tattoo ring.
Mm-hmm.
That maybe I can understand that. But why? Why are you tattooing your face? Are you that ugly?
But I'll say this: there's a lot of organizations out there that either adapted or they started to adapt the military standards when it comes to hair, facial hair, and things of that nature. But I've always said that the military has evolved from, like you just said, when we were in the old school, and even more so with the older school. So, maybe this right here supports what I was just telling when I was in a conversation with some people. I said, yeah, the military has changed. You can now have tattoos like all down your arm, what they call a sleeve or whatever. You can have those things. You can have some facial hair, for the guys, even some of the women. So, and the women used to, the hair couldn't come but so far, but now, they've been more relaxed on those things. So now I'm like, when I see these other organizations like the prison industry or, the federal prison or even some state and city jails, they don't want to hire people with the tattoos or you have to prove your religious beliefs and things of that nature. I'm like, man, you guys are so hard. Like, what's the some guy with long hair, what, he can't guard prisoners? There was a reason why the military had those standards, when you go to the
Mm-hmm.
field and personal hygiene. So why are you adapting those standards? Why are you so hard pressed on keeping those standards? So when now that the Coast Guard's like relaxing their standards on ink on heads and fingers, yeah, I get it, because does that mean they can't do their job? Because you have facial tattoos or head tattoos or, tattoos on your fingers? No, I don't believe it. So I understand why they're being more relaxed.
Well, I can just for the sake of argument tell you that I'm for tattoos because in law enforcement it's the number one tool we can identify people with. I mean, it's
Mm-hmm.
great. It was awesome. Oh yeah, you had a tattoo. This, that. Thank you. You just proved who you were. Great. I
Mm-hmm.
love that. So you guys keep getting tattoos. I get it. But I wanted to talk about the military standard. Like what you just explained right there, to me, would all depend on what the intent of the law or the letter of the law, either one, the rules, the intent of the law, I guess would be what we're talking about. Like in the military, like you clearly go to basic training, everybody shaves, their heads get shaved,
Mm-hmm.
everybody's in the same uniform. You know what I mean? Everybody's, issued the same color stuff and all the, you're designed to look like each other as a unit, not to stand out. The only distinguishing things we have really are rank, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if the intent is to blend and become cohesive so that you can't, then how is allowing people to be, oh, look at that dude, he's got tattoos on. Now he stands out. Now he's significant to the rest of the people. And he might not be in charge, he might not be in rank, but everybody can say, oh, look, there's the guy with the sleeve tattoo.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? So it depends to me on what the intent of the rule is. If that's your intent, that we all have to look alike and so that we're a cohesive unit and nobody stands out unless by rank or duty, whatever they're doing,
Mm-hmm.
then I get it. Then you shouldn't allow it. But if you don't care about that, then what does it matter if he's got a tattoo, dreadlocks, or any of that? Unless it's obviously
Well,
hygiene or something like you
yeah,
said.
the hygiene issue. Yeah. So,
Right.
yeah.
So I guess
I
you'd
think,
have to ask the question, what's the intent of the rule? Why is this rule exist?
what the
Why can't
relax?
you have tattoos on your face?
Oh yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It just couldn't.
Like to me, I get it. Like I said, I would completely agree with that because you line a whole bunch of soldiers up and there's guys with tattoos on his face. Guess who's going to stand out?
Yeah.
He's going to stand out. And I don't think the military wants you to stand out. They
Right.
want everybody to be, dress
They
right,
don't. They
dress.
don't want you to be a distraction from the
Yes,
uniform or something like that, right? They used to
right.
say. Yeah.
So I understand that. So I think
Yeah.
the military should not relax on the tattoos.
No,
You know
too
what I
late.
mean? Well, right. Yeah, too late.
No, I mean I'm not even talking about just the Coast Guard. I'm just talking about the
Oh, yeah,
Army and
no.
Marines. Yeah.
Well, even the police force. I saw a cop the other day with the sleeve, and I'm like, dude,
Yep.
they let you wear that?
Yeah.
He's like, yeah. Well, I'm like, all
Yep.
right. So,
Those the old days are over.
yeah,
Yeah.
I don't care. Pretty soon they're going to be all back in uniforms again.
It's that vicious circle, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's
We're all
next?
going to look alike. We're all going to have sleeve tattoos and face tattoos.
Yeah.
So we're all going to look alike anyway. All right, you
Yeah.
ready to move to the next one?
Mm-hmm.
China carries out first successful test of underwater explosives to destroy ports.
Okay.
Well, I mean, by
Kind of.
itself,
They kind of late to the game, aren't they?
by itself, maybe no big deal, but all the technology that they're improving is just kind of making us look like we're behind the power curve, aren't we? I don't know. Do we have underwater explosives that destroy an entire port?
Yeah, we do.
We do. I thought all we used was missiles and Air Force. This is
So
you're talking about.
what do you think their explosive is?
It's either a submarine or some sort of a.
The submarine itself, or the
Well, no,
submarine
no, something
launches a
fired out of the
rocket?
sub. Yeah,
Yeah,
something
that'd be
probably
a
fired out
rocket
of the
or a
sub.
missile.
Because underwater would imply that it came and started from underwater.
Yeah, like
Because you
like you
can't just
said, a
drop
submarine.
something in the water and then. Phew. I mean, I guess you could, but
Yeah, you can.
yeah, but I don't think that would be effective. Because if you're gonna fly there, you might as well just drop it on your spot.
But no, that's what I say. I don't even see why the first successful test of underwater explosives to destroy ports. Dude, I'm sorry. I don't believe they were that behind the power curve where they didn't have something that could destroy a port.
So you're saying this is China carries out the first known successful test of underwater explosives?
Or it's true, and I'm like, damn, they were behind the power curve, weren't they?
Well, maybe
Yeah,
they were building something else like hypersonic missiles that go around the
yeah.
world.
Oh, yeah, yeah. And I would say, okay, they're behind the power curve because we already have it, you know. So
Mm.
that's what I'm saying. It's like, okay, and I think it's one of those fear-based type headlines or stories where you got this thing with China over here, kind of like back, what, 15, 20 years ago, it was always Russia can do this, Russia does this, Russia, trying to make people afraid of Russia. And look what happened. They were never a threat. Never. You know, they couldn't take us military to military. They couldn't take us. Our Navy could take out the entire military. They didn't need our Marines or our Army or the Coast Guard, you know,
You
or
feel
the
the
Air
same way about
Force.
China?
Now, I'm not going to go that far, but I would say that I really and truly believe. I'm not even going to say the average American because that's known, but the average even vet doesn't know the might of our Navy. I firmly believe that. Firmly believe it, man. You
Hmm.
take, you can take the top five military countries, right? You can take the top five, and I guarantee you, our Navy could destroy them. All that is, if we fight a war, our full blown Navy can destroy them. We can take them out. And I
Well,
think a
our
lot of
navy's
people don't know that. They don't know
our
that.
navy's useless if Canada attacks,
Here we go. I hope they do.
or Mexico. Look, Mexico's
That's
coming.
hey, that's what the Coast Guard is for.
Right, but they
Canada,
got
for
now
Canada.
we got a bunch of tattoo guys in the Coast Guard.
Yeah, but they can complete the mission. But nah,
I
man,
hope
that's
so.
why with this whole China thing, it's a lot of similarities to 20 years ago with the whole Russia, and I'm like, I'm not falling for it. When I learned about our military, I was like, wow, we had nothing to worry about.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I don't know. I just feel like our military's been more stagnant. That's what I feel like. I feel like the things that China's building, like whole islands and underground things, like facilities. Like I think ours has just never been We're not upgrading that. We're probably going more for new technology, not in the pace that China's going.
Yeah, but okay. Yeah, I would just
That's just my
yeah,
feeling.
and I would say that a lot of people, it's because China's putting it all out there, you know, and it's a good game that they're doing. To me, they'll look at what they're doing over there. Wow, wow, and people don't even know about our own military. You get what I'm saying?
Sure, sure. I
You
just
know,
think
they
that
don't even know because that's why I say if people knew, they would be like, yeah, okay.
I think there's a lot of complacency though when you're sitting on top and you don't think that there's a threat.
No, I think well, once again, the law of averages, I guess. I would say that's common in the common person, but uh, now because we are constantly getting new technology for weapons, and I'm telling you, man, I wish I could share. I wish I
No,
could
I
share.
get it because all we gotta do is go look at Afghanistan, all the stuff we left them. We must
Yeah,
have
but
better stuff in the chute because there's no reason to leave all that stuff.
well, you got that's like leaving a computer to a caveman. You
Yeah,
know.
eventually he'll get electricity.
Yeah, yeah. And by the time that happens, yeah, one button we could take them out. Yeah,
All right, you ready for the last one?
yeah.
Let's go, Brandon. Songs top Adele for top spot on music charts.
Who's Let's Go, Brandon?
Dude, have you been living in a cave?
Uh, is that the one where they say F Joe?
Yes. F. Joe Biden's been going viral across the
Yeah,
videos all over. And then that lady at the NASCAR event that,
yeah.
I don't know, I think she was MSNBC or one of those.
Had to
And
be. It
she's,
couldn't be a box. Yeah,
no, it wasn't. She goes, oh, they're saying let's go, Brandon. And when they were
yeah,
clearly saying F. Joe Biden. So that was an instant meme. Everybody knew that was going to take off. So
yeah.
there's a couple rap songs. One I think's with Bryson Gray. I don't know if you heard of him. But they're
No.
top of the charts, dude. Top of the charts.
Wow.
Most popular president in America. And a song about F him is top of the charts. Like, we remember Trump had all those haters that came out with songs too.
Mm-hmm.
But the most popular president in history, most votes in presidential election history, has a song about him. A couple songs.
Yeah, but he also had the most votes against any president in history.
Yeah, I know, but we don't want to talk about that because those might have been the legal votes.
Oh yeah, it's always something. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're going libertarian. Yeah.
Yeah, well, if you guys can come up with more ways to get more votes, maybe.
Oh yeah.
If you guys could work the
Knew we
system
should
like
have had
these,
that F Joe Biden song.
if you guys could work the system like these other political veterans do.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I just think it's hilarious because they're actually pretty good songs when you listen to them.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'm sure you'll go back and listen to them after this. So we got a couple minutes left if you want to pull the pin on something because I know you didn't get to last episode.
Um. Yeah, and it's vet related. You know, I was having a conversation with Alicia. We were discussing the VA, and it's funny how these are people we know personally, people who, for whatever reason, let's say they're like in better shape than you and I, and these people are like 100% disabled, permanent, and the VA is fighting some guys we know, some of the older crew that we know from Vietnam, and they are getting maxed out at 80%. Guys who've been in the war, in the fight, and they're fighting not to give them 100%. And I think that is so wrong, so wrong. Talk about how we treat, and if you have 100%, you deserve it. You have 80, you deserve it. That's not the issue, but it's like there has to be some measure here because these guys are, and one of them's my uncle. He's been fighting since he got out after Vietnam, and the most they give him is 80%. And I'm like, are you serious? Are you got to be kidding me? You know? Oh, he's did the congressman thing. He did this, he did that. And he said, yeah, they're just waiting on me to die. I say, yeah, with
Mm-hmm.
that era, that's what they're doing. That's what they're doing. But
Yep.
keep the fight up. Keep the fight up. And then for all the vets out there who are still fighting for their uh, compensation, if you will, for disabilities or whatever, I say keep the fight going. You deserve it, and I hope you win. Right?
Well,
That's
let me ask you two, because there's two perspectives of that I want to know. One is like the ones getting the 100% now. Is that legitimate, or are there a lot of guys riding the PTSD train that you know is hard to prove, but the military just kind of
Well, a lot of them, I
accepted?
don't know the breakdown of what they're getting 100% for, and me, I'm not going to question if it's legitimate. I used to do that, but whatever they get, right? But it's just if say that you're at 50%, right, and let's call it an honest 50%, and then you have these guys who are in Vietnam who, yeah, you talk about PTSD. They were hit with Agent Orange and all of that, and the max they could get is 50%. It's like Jim and Mike, these Vietnam vets. Something's not adding up. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So maybe
Well,
they just have to do a lot more fighting. But I was like, they've been fighting since the 70s.
well, I mean, because I think about what this comes down to is money, right?
Yeah,
Like
and
so
some
inherently,
services as well.
well, inherently think about it. Like going into the military, you're already sacrificing something. So there should be
Yeah,
compensation regardless, right?
yeah,
So maybe if there was a blanket compensation based on years of service, regardless of what you did, then maybe there could be supplements based on certain things. You know what I
yeah,
mean? So if you're injured, you like when you get out of a retirement, retirement should be good for military. Or if you made it to a certain point, it should be good, or decent. And then it's a matter of whether you can keep a job or not.
hmm,
I mean, there's just got to be a better way because I
yeah,
think the compensation for injury stuff, there's just so much flexibility in there, and there's so much room for people to sacrifice their integrity.
yeah,
And that's the sad part. Like literally, I mean, some things, it's a lot of my disability. I can show you. I mean, there's like medical records. You can
yeah.
look at it. You can see some of them you have to literally prove in ways that can be manipulated.
Mm,
You know what I mean? Like that's what like the PTSD thing. I'm not downplaying it because I think everybody's going to get PTSD. Even civilians
hmm,
get PTSD. So I'm not downplaying PTSD. But if you're going to give somebody 100% based on PTSD alone, they should be in the nut house. You know what I mean? Because I don't know how I can function with 100% PTSD in real life, whether you're paying me or not.
right, right.
You know what I'm saying? So there has to be some sort of a crackdown on, some things they take too serious and they deny. Where like even like acid reflux.
Hmm.
To me, I looked up acid reflux, and you know where acid reflux comes from? Eating too fast, or
Mm,
that's one way you get it.
right.
Well, what do they make you do in the first day in the army?
Yeah. Yep.
So they're creating acid reflux in every soldier and every Marine, well, maybe the Air Force, they probably let them have 2 hour lunch or breakfast. But you know what I'm saying? They're creating it right off the bat.
Yeah.
So that should be an automatic approval. If anyone puts it in, it should be automatic.
Yep.
You know what I mean? You shouldn't have to prove that. So
Yeah.
things like that, they're being very difficult in. But then sometimes I think, I hear some of these PTSD stories and I hear some of these people's percentages, and I'm just like, dude, are you all like waking up every night trying to strangle your wife?
Mm.
Like,
Yeah.
you're holding a job. I mean,
Yeah.
my physical injuries, I can't stand or sit too long. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? I can't hold a physical 9 to 5 job.
Right.
So do I have to go in there and tell them I want to strangle somebody? Like, you know what I mean? Like, so
Yeah.
I think they need to take a step back and reevaluate where those percentages go
Hmm.
and how to do them. But
Yeah.
I think that's probably a lot of work too, and that probably cost them a lot of money to do that.
Yeah. So if you're gonna leave it the same, then I say for those people, especially those Vietnam vets, let's take care of them, give them the same thing that our Desert Shield, Desert Storm vets are getting. Because they've all been in that firefight. Let's say so.
What if the
Yeah.
money's not there? What do you think? I mean, what can they do if the money's not there?
Create
I
it.
mean, think about it. Think about it. There's a lot of Vietnam vets. I mean, I can go down to a handful. So if they were going to go pay all those guys, all the claims that are on back order and all that stuff. What if the money's just really not there?
It's
I
there.
know we can say pull the money back from foreign countries. We can do that. But I'm saying within the system, the VA system, if you're going to pay somebody else something, you're taking away from somebody else somewhere.
Not necessarily. That's what I disagree with that.
You don't think so?
No, that's just like.
Well, where's the money coming from then?
A fund of some kind, like a unit fund, and I guess the Department of Defense fund or somewhere. I don't know.
Right, but it's got to be continuous. It's got to be.
Yeah.
It's just like almost like the Social Security
Well,
money.
it's all taxpayer.
Right.
It's all taxpayer based. So.
Right. So do we cut back on weapons to put more into people? Like there has to be a trade off, because I can't imagine that they just wouldn't be paying people if the money was endless.
No, so if that's the case, then why are people getting 100% today, and the guys from yesteryear are not getting it?
Well, because our debt is like 20 some odd $1 trillion.
Yeah, I know, but my thing is
because they're printing money to pay.
Yeah, I know, but what I'm saying is, if there's no money, then why are you paying out more money now to people versus what you did yesteryear? And next year, you're gonna still have people getting 100%. You're still paying out that money, and we're like, where's the money coming from? Where's the money coming from? So if you're still paying out money, then why not pay these guys money?
Yeah, I like I said, I don't know. I don't work for finance for the military, but
yeah,
I'm just thinking that if it was that easy, they would do it. And at some point, I guess the older generation's going to get Social Security too, so maybe they're thinking that that's.
Yeah, one thing doesn't have to do with the other.
I get it, but maybe that's the same. They're thinking you got tax dollars from that, you're not going to need. I don't know. If it's that simple, I don't know why they couldn't do it.
I don't see what do they call them, those evaluators or whatever, thinking about Social Security and things of that nature. They just sit there and they evaluate a case, and they either approve it or whatever, they stamp it and say, yeah, go give them 100% or what have you.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Why would these Vietnam vets and all that stuff not qualify for that same standard?
I don't know.
Like, I know a guy. My dad was friends with him. It was actually my dad's best friend. He was getting 100%. He was Agent Orange, all that stuff, and he was getting crap from the VA that I was like, how do you do that? Like, they were buying him stuff that, like, the dude wanted a Sea-Doo, he'd get a Sea-Doo. I was like, what? But so he knew the system. He knew where to work it. Maybe that's part of the problem. Maybe these Vietnam vets don't know.
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me.
So, all right, man. Well, we could do a whole episode on that. We practically did, right?
Yeah, right.
So do the right thing.
Better than talking about that darn Truth Social thing.
What? TruthSocial.com, right? Yeah. Go sign up. Mike will be there next. All right. Well, either way, Mike's. Thanks for showing up 2 consecutive shows in a row. Appreciate you. Thank you guys for watching. Thank my dog for not barking excessively so I can do this closing. Make sure you go check us out at www.pullthepinarray.com. Like, share, subscribe, whatever. Follow us on Rumble and Locals too, and all the other stuff we're on, which you can find at our website. Until then, Godspeed.
Hey, and pull the pin.
Thanks for joining us here at Pull the Pin Already. We hope you had as much fun as we did. If you like what we do, go ahead and hit that like button and share this video with a friend. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell button so you don't miss out on any of our future episodes. But most importantly, leave a comment below. Let us know if you agree or disagree with our opinions. Hope to see you here next time on Pull the Pin Already.